Namaste to all of you.
Namaste, sir.
Namaste, sir.
Namaste, sir.
Namaste, sir.
Namaste, sir.
Namaste, sir.
Namaste, namaste.
Namaste, sir.
Namaste, sir.
Namaste, sir.
Namaste, children. Namaste, children.
Namaste, sir.
Namaste, sir.
You know, you have heard, you have read a good book when you turn the last page and feel a little
Namaste,
as
Miss.
if you have lost a friend.
Namaste.
Once said Paul Sweeney. Respected dignitaries, parents, well-wishers, colleagues, and dear students, Namaste. Storytelling comes naturally to children. We will likely find ourselves pleasantly surprised and challenged by the insights that some young minds can offer. Today, we have gathered here to appreciate and recognize one such talented young mind, Kumari Janaki Menon, class 7 student of our school, who has authored a crime thriller. Let us commence the program with a prayer. I invite Ms. Sangeeta S. Kumar to invoke the blessings of Almighty.
Brahmananta Gurum Manasa Smarami Brahmananta Gurum Manasa Smarami Shobhita 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 Prabhakaram Shobhita Prabhakaram Manasa Smarami.
May I now invite my colleague, Ms. Rashmi P. Raju, to formally welcome the gathering.
Namaste and a warm good morning to one and all. I wish to quote Franklin D. Roosevelt. We cannot always build the future for our youth, but we can build our youth for the future. Most distinguished Chairman, Bharathiya Vidya Bhavan Kochi Kendra, C.A. Venugopal C. Govind, esteemed Director, Bharathiya Vidya Bhavan Kochi Kendra, Sri E. Ramankutti, Education Officer, Bhavans Vidya Mandir Elamakkara, Srimati Sukumari Menon, Education Officers, Coordinator, Research Wing, BVB Kochi Kendra, Senior Principal, Srimati Sunita S., Vice Principal, Srimati Srijodi N., the star of the day, Ms. Janaki R. Menon, Sri Vishnu Kanchan, CEO, Dream Book Bindery, principals and vice principals from our sister institutions, students, parents, dear colleagues, and all well-wishers. Books play a quintessential role in every student's life by introducing them to a world of imagination, providing knowledge of the outside world, improving their reading, writing, and speaking skills, as well as boosting memory and intelligence. The importance of books in our life cannot be undermined, for they help not only in broadening our horizons, but also act as doorways of connecting us with the world around us, thus leaving an impact on us. It's an overwhelming moment for all of us at Bhavans Vidya Mandir Elamakkara to host a function to release a book of fiction by a 12-year-old. And let me embark on the pleasant duty entrusted to me to welcome this August gathering. At the outset, I would like to welcome our most distinguished chairman, C.A. Venugopal C. Govind, whose defining motto of exceeding excellence has percolated into the Bhavans fraternity at all levels. On behalf of all students and teachers at Bhavans Vidya Mandir Elamakkara, I extend a wholehearted welcome to you, sir. It's my absolute honor to extend a warm word of welcome to the director, Bharathiya Vidya Bhavan Kochi Kendra, Sri E. Ramankutti, who has been an important guiding force to all of us in all our endeavors. Welcome, sir. My hearty welcome to Srimati Sukumari Menon, Education Officer, Bhavans Vidya Mandir Elamakkara. Your presence has always been motivational and inspirational to all of us. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, Rishma.
I also take this opportunity to welcome our Vice Chairman, Honorary Secretary, Education Officers, Coordinator, Research Wing, BVB Kochi Kendra to this gathering. I feel privileged to extend a warm welcome to our Principal, Srimati Sunita S. and Vice Principal, Srimati Srijodi N. for their endeavors and endless contributions towards the school. Welcome, ma'am. I am profusely elated to welcome Ms. Janaki R. Menon, the star of the day, who has made all of us proud by becoming one of the youngest crime thriller authors. Welcome, Janaki. I also extend a wholehearted welcome to Sri Vishnu Kanchan, CEO, Dream Book Bindery, to this function. I feel honored to welcome all principals, vice principals, and teachers of English from our sister institutions to this elite gathering. I would like to welcome all my colleagues, students, parents, non-teaching staff, and all well-wishers who are an integral part of this institution and have always supported the mission and vision of the institution. Once again, I welcome each one of you to this function. Thank you.
Thank you, Rashmi. May I now invite Senior Principal, Bhavans Vidya Mandir Elamakkara, Srimati Sunita S. for the introductory remarks. Ma'am, please.
Namaste. Most respected Chairman, Bharathiya Vidya Bhavan Kochi Kendra, C.A. Venugopal C. Govind, Vice Chairman C.A. Gopinathan, Secretary and Treasurer C.A. Shankaranarayanan, esteemed Director Sri Ramankutti, Academic Consultant Srimati Meena Vishwanathan, Education Officer Srimati Renuka Menon and Sukumari Menon, Coordinator Research Center Srimati Jaya Jacob, Vice Principal Srimati Srijoti N, Primary Coordinator Srimati Smita Jairaj, Star of the Day Kumari Janaki Menon, and her parents, teachers, and my dear children. Everyone has a purpose in life and a unique talent to give to others. And when we blend this unique talent with determination, dedication, and hard work, we experience the ecstasy that is beyond measure. I feel extremely happy to talk about Janaki R. Menon, who has set an example for all of us by her talent and commitment. As a girl who often contributes to the school magazines in the form of stories and poems, her father, Mr. Ranjit, who is a bank employee, once asked her, "Why don't you write something?" His idea was to divert her attention from spending too many hours in front of the screen during the vacation. This 12-year-old little girl took her father's command seriously, and that was the birth of the youngest crime thriller author and her work, The Sleuth. Janaki has been a student who has impressed her teachers with her passion for reading, writing, and creative expressions, both in and out of the classrooms. Her prowess in writing small poems and stories was evident even in smaller classes. She would also explain about her writing to her classmates clearly and eloquently. Her teacher, who taught her English in third and fourth standard, still fondly remembers her talent in singing songs also, especially Western songs. Impressed by her literary talents, her class teacher of fifth standard, Srimati Sangeeta S., Hindi teacher, once gifted her with a diary and pen. To her surprise, she returned the gift to her teacher on her birthday by filling the diary with a lot of stories and poems written by herself and her classmates. She is meticulous in completing her works, especially language-related activities, on time. As a sensitive individual driven to explore writing, I'm sure she would conquer heights. I congratulate her and wish her success in all her future endeavors. Janaki is always grateful to her teachers who have always been encouraging the creativity in her and providing adequate guidance for her. When she clearly mentions the name of her teacher, Sangeeta, and the help and support rendered by her, it is time for us to rethink about the major role that we as teachers can play in nurturing the creativity in a child by allowing them to explore new ideas or challenging them to use their talents or creating experiences that will allow them to develop their potentials. Before I conclude, a word to my students here. Dear children, everyone has a talent or skill that he can mind to succeed in life. Believe in yourself, keep going, pursue your interest, and be persistent in your efforts. Dear parents, it is an undeniable fact that parents who actively support their children give their kids the best opportunity for success. With your encouragement, they are more likely to take up risks, follow their passion, and learn something new instead of staying inside the box. This little girl's success is a testimony to the fact that even harder times can be changed to opportunities to explore our innate talents. So encourage your children to pursue their interests so that they would become the superstars of tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam. I cordially invite Honorable Chairman P.A. Venugopal C. Govind, Bharathiya Vidya Bhavan Kochi Kendra, to release the book authored by our ingenious and gifted Janaki R. Menon. Sir, please.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's a matter of indeed a great delight for me, or even fortune, good fortune for me, that I am in a position to release this beautiful book written by our small little youngster in the 7th standard, Janaki or Menon, a crime thriller at that. I have no words to express at this point of time how delighted all of us are in this singular achievement of Janaki Menon, and with all my heart, with all good wishes, blessings for her in abundance, for and on behalf of everyone in Bharathiya Vidya Bhavan. With great pleasure, I release her book, The Sleuths.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I request Director, Bharathiya Vidya Bhavan Kochi Kendra, Sri E. Ramankuti, and Senior Principal, Srimati Sunita S., to take a glance through the pages of the book and make this occasion a momentous one. So please. It's my pleasure to invite all of you to watch a video trailer that has been released for the launch of the book.
of a sudden, the phone rang. And the conversation seemed scary, which was visible on my aunt's face. But she didn't say anything. Instead, grabbed my hand and took me somewhere. The sky was full of pouring rain, dark clouds and lightning that was horrendous. I couldn't bear to see the sight right in front of me. Her story begins here. The Sleuths.
May I now request our Honorable Chairman, C.A. Venugopal Govind, to deliver the presidential address. Sir, please.
Thank you. Thank you so much. My distinguished colleagues in the Managing Committee, Vice Chairman Gopi, Secretary and Treasurer Shankaranarayanan, our esteemed Director Sri Ramanguti, respected Madam Principal, Madam Vice Principal, all the education officers present here, particularly Srimati Sukumari Menon, and all the principals and vice principals of the other institutions of ours, and most importantly, dear and dearest Janaki Menon, and all dear little students. Let me start with offering my heartiest congratulations in a full-throated manner for what Janaki or Menon has achieved in authoring this book. Let me wish her all the very best in the years ahead. Could I see her on the screen, full screen for a moment? Can you focus the camera on her? Where are you? Yeah. Come on, once again, on the screen. Focus on her. Congratulations, Janaki, for all that you have done. Heartiest felicitations and best wishes to you. Thank you. Okay, right. It's not at all a matter of small achievement that Janaki has got today. It brings us so much of delight and pride to see that a 7th standard student of ours, a 12th something, 12 plus something or 12 something, has authored a crime thriller, Sleuths. We could see only the teaser of that. All of us will immediately after this read through this book, no doubt about that. But as I glance through that, I find 18 chapters in that, representing 18 steps. 18 is a very important number. You have 18 steps in Shabarimala, and you have 18 steps for everything auspicious in life. So you have brought it down to 18 chapters, and many, many chapters in your life will open by this. God bless you. Let me at the very outset also congratulate Madam Principal Sunita and Vice Principal Sri Jyoti, who have been instrumental in organizing a function of this nature. This is no small event at all. For us all to get together and to felicitate a little student of ours in the 7th standard for her singular achievement is indeed very, very laudable. I'm happy that you have thought about it, and I appreciate this fine gesture on your part. I'm sure it will offer a tremendous amount of encouragement to Janaki in her career in writing and in authoring several books to follow. Let me also congratulate her 3rd and 4th standard English language teacher, who, as I understand from Madam Principal, has paved the way for her or instilled or injected in her the ability to think and also the ability to express in a foreign language. At that stage, it's not that very easy, but that she could do that is something very laudable. And more importantly, let me congratulate the 5th standard English teacher who taught her in the 5th and 6th, Madam Sangeeta. She was gracious enough to acknowledge her invaluable contribution in the press note too. So to you, Madam Sangeeta, our beloved teacher, we have no words to express how much we value the contribution that you have done in handing over a diary to her and asking her to pen down her thoughts, her poems or whatever, and that she could fill it up with all her poems and her colleagues' poems, classmates' poems, and gift it back to you. What a noble deed on both sides. We are very delighted to know about that. I should also acknowledge at this point of time that I am told that another student of ours in the Greenagar school, in the 12th standard, Hridaya Biju, has written a book. She is in the 12th standard, grown up well, on the connected dots of Pluto. I already published it. It is already in the Amazon. First, I thought it could be something connected with the astrology, astronomy, astrophysics, and all that. But then when I glanced through that, I found that it is the story of a young little student who aspired to become a scientist and astronaut in her life, and the several phases that she went through, and finally how she achieved her ambition in life. The fact that these kind of thoughts are kindled in the young minds and they are able to generate this and give expression to that speaks very high of our teachers community. I mentioned this only to my humble respects. I bow my head in solemn reverence before all of you teachers who are doing this, and let this be a guide, a mantle for others to follow. We do have, as we understand, many such geniuses, creative ones in our midst, and we have to kindle the sparks in them and bring out the very best in them. Let me have a word to Janaki Menon. Writing a book, authoring a book, especially in a foreign language, is not that very easy. But you have done that. We appreciate that. Now you have to develop on that. We look forward to your continuing your talents, developing your skills in that, improving your faculty, and then ultimately emerge as a very good, fine, hugely successful author. It need not be that you must confine yourself to stories of crime or stories of mystery, fantasy, and all that. The whole world is now before you. You are only in the 7th standard and the 12-year-old. Look around for the world and absorb as many thoughts as you can, imbibe all of them, go deep into that, and try to give expression in your own imaginative, creative way that you have proven that you have the capability. For this purpose, you have got to assiduously, incessantly work to develop certain innate basic faculties in you. You have got to have an author's discipline, a writer's discipline. This every writer speaks about later in their life. So have that kind of a discipline in writing. You have to be passionate about whatever you think, whatever you want to develop, whatever you have to write about. So be passionate on that. As the madam said, stop thinking, if at all, from inside. Think outside the box. Don't confine yourself to thoughts inside the box. Think always outside the box. A writer and author needs that. Be a very keen observer. The world, the nature, the surroundings, the environment, your school, your family, your friends, everyone around will give you an idea, a spark to write about many, many things. All authors are developed out of that. So be a very keen observer of what you see around. Concentrate on that. And then develop the skills to write in minute details. An author has to be very descriptive. You have to have the power to describe things in its full blossom. So you learn to many times you have got to write to finally bring out. Authors are like that. All big authors are like that, undoubtedly. To make the first draft is the most important thing. You may write perhaps 30, 40 times to bring out the very first draft. Then you go on fine-tuning that and develop upon that. So you need to have that ability to concentrate yourself to bring out the first draft and develop on that, and giving clear expressions to all your thoughts and all your ideas and all that. And then be interactive. Try to interact with as many writers as possible whenever you come across, of your age, elders to you, and even seniors through various media and all that. Listen to them, learn to interact with writers and absorb the ideas, how they have got each one of them nurtured in them and nourished. And then finally, also attend to the book reading sessions. Many authors, all of them, do their book reading sessions, and you might get opportunity in several such, intellectuals forum, writers forum, to attend to such book reading sessions, to attend. That will help you to develop your capabilities and your competence. I said at the beginning, you need not confine yourself to crime thrillers alone. Of course, crime thriller is a fantastic world. It's a matter of mystery and fantasy and all that. No doubt about that. But what you should read at this point is also available. You have got to go in stages: first stage, second stage, third stage. I would advise you in the first stage to concentrate on the children's literature, or those very eminent authors who have written books on fantasy, mystery, crime thriller, or whatever it is, of such interest of an unending nature, which are of interest to the little ones from say 8 years to 18 years or so. You can perhaps start with, you must have already have read many books. Undoubtedly, you have read many books on Enid Blyton, Famous Five. So many Famous Fives. All the young little ones or generations have been reading Famous Five for many. Several books he has brought out. At least 20-30 books you can think about. Enid Blyton has also written school series. Take them, have them. Most probably it should be in your libraries. School series such as Mallory Towers and St. Clarice. Each one has about 6 or 5 books or so. These are all will be hugely interesting for you. Read that, so that the language is very important. The language which appeals to the little ones is very important, so you'll get to know about that. Along with that, you also read, possibly you read Edgar Rice Burroughs. You must have read some of them. The Tarzan series you must have read. The Marsh series you have read. The Tarzan series, the Tarzan and the Ape, Son of Tarzan, Return of Tarzan, and also the Marsh series, Princess of Mars, God of Mars. These are all very outstanding contributions from Edgar Rice Burroughs. It will be very interesting for you to read that. Go ahead and read authors like Richmond Rompton, who has written the William series, 30 books or so from William series. It will be grossly interesting for you, and it will be absorbing for you. And then move on to, you must have probably read some of them, go on to Joanne J.K. Rowling. Joanne, as we call J.K. Rowling, who has written, close to 6, 7, 8 books on Harry Potter series. Harry Potter and many things. Harry Potter's and the Goblet of Fire, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, Harry Potter and the Order of Phoenix. Everyone is so, that book has been sold more than 500 million. Now this comes out of our own experience. That is why I see, look at how did Harry Potter author Joanne was only 20 nothing. You see, when she thought of writing, someone inspired her to write. And then she saw very difficult, grueling time of her mother passing away. The death of her mother, she says, is what inspired her to write about a series on, these kinds of, this becomes the world's bestseller. So at the first stage, you do that. And the next stage, you go to a little more. As you grow up, you must see. The second stage, we go to say some of the Indian authors who are writing beautifully well. Sudha Murthy, for example. Sudha Murthy Foundation has brought out nearly 22 books from Sudha Murthy. What beautiful stories Sudha Murthy has written. It will be thoroughly enjoyable, and you will know the beauty, the language, you get to know the beauty of the language by reading authors like Sudha Murthy. Then you go on to read, authors like who have also written very interesting, like R.K. Narayanan. Many books he has written. A fiction he has created around his Malgudi village. Malgudi village. You see, the Malgudi days, you remember. The first was Dark Room. And then he wrote the Malgudi days. Yes, a character was created, Swami, in Malgudi days. And then you have got Swami and friends from him. And several such books from R.K. Narayanan, which are very classic now, the bestsellers in the world. So those kinds of things also move to some of the Indian authors like Chetan Bhagat. Chetan Bhagat is a very prolific writer. Young ones, he impresses young ones like anything. Chetan Bhagat's, 5 points in 1, 2 states and all that, half girlfriend, 1 Indian girl. These are all very interesting novels for the young generation. So you should go through such authors also and develop your language skills. Once you develop those kinds of things, you must also learn to give expression. must give expression to the ideas which must be deeply embedded in you. It might perhaps help you to read also. I would in fact suggest that all English teachers also must help advise the little ones to read Malayalam also. The most advantage, greatest advantage, because our basic language is Malayalam. We say amma, we say acha. There is no substitute for that. You call somebody mummy. Will mummy ever be a substitute for amma? Maybe the only thing of Egyptian mummy is my dear mummy. What does it mean? But you say amma, how sweet it is. When you say acha, so language, it strikes you. It strikes at the root of the heart. So you have to think in your mother tongue, and you learn to express in mother tongue also. And read some of the very good books in Malayalam for young children, for older ones alike. So many eminent authors in Malayalam. Read stories like Jamin, how interest will be from Tagali. Stories like Kair from Chemin. Even 1 or 2 or 3 chapters you read, it is all read. Randidangadi from Chemin, from Tagadi. These are all contributions of greatest invaluable nature. Vaikam Muhammad Bashir. Others who have written very, very many interesting stories, which which will absorb. M.T. Vasudevan, it's a world by itself. Literature is a world by itself. Randamudam of M.T. Vasudevan, can you imagine that? What the depth of that? There's a Manya, Kalam. These are some of the, it impresses you deeply. You'll never go out of your mind. Even an author like Malayatu Ramakrishnan, for example. Children can read. Some of it is, if you read, parents should read out to them. Yandram, Yakshi, Verugal, Punni, recent books of Malayatu Ramakrishnan before he died, in the last 5 or 10 years before he died, these are very impressive. This gives you, these are wholly descriptive. This idea is that they should know how to describe what they see around to emerge as an eminent author. In the last stage, perhaps you must go to authors like Arthur Haley. Read books like Wheels of Arthur Haley. Nowadays and all, we used to wait for the next publication of Arthur Haley. Wheels, Hotel, Airport, Money Changers, The Final Diagnosis, Overload. You can never forget. It will never go from your memory once you read this. When he describes an airport, or when they're dealing with the final diagnosis, a cancer patient, you will wonder, even an oncologist, the best oncologist will not be able to describe. You see, all that, the patient goes through the facilities that are there and all about the cancer disease treatment and the diagnosis and everything. So when they write like that, they're not experts in the particular field, but they research and research and research. So you need to develop that kind of a research mind, to finally emerge as a good author. And then once you feel that you have reached that level, then you go to, all right, your imaginative power has been kindled. You are good in both the languages. You see around, and your own language gives you the ability to absorb and think and develop. And the foreign language, English, gives you the ability to express with clarity, depth and clarity that is needed. Then you go and read, start reading the higher classics, perhaps, authors like Shashi Tharoor, for example, with all his, weaknesses otherwise and all that, his language is so beautiful. You may not have to learn to use the kind of big words that he uses, like floxinoxini, chilipilification and all that, hippopoto, monstro, sequipedelio, hippopoto, monstro, sequipedelio. These kinds of words he uses, you don't have to. But there are some words like that in all his books. But the books like, the great Indian novel, very important, The Era of Darkness, what he has written, powerful, telling story, Era of Darkness. Why am I a Hindu? Is not about Hinduism alone, about certain convictions and values and all that. All that will be helpful for young little children to I'm talking about, for the benefit of all these students up to class 12 who want to develop their skills, and for all the teachers also, how they should. You must have in the library special sections on all these kinds of books. You must guide the students at every stage what they should read. And finally, you must take them to the class authors like, Jane Austen, that I don't have to tell you, Charles Dickens, Robert Louis Stevenson, Virginia Woolf, Perles Beck, what classics they have brought out. It should not go 100. Even if they are specializing in crime thrillers at a later date. Janaki Menon, for example, specializes, writes only crime thriller, or she focuses more on crime thriller. She can certainly start reading Agatha Christie, Arthur Conan Doyle, isn't it? Walter Maudsley, and such great authors, who have written fantastic books on mysteries and fantasy and all that. Children must be exposed to that. So reading is the most important thing for a person to develop as a good writer and author. Many of us have tried at many points of our time to write fiction, stories and all that. It's not easy at all. I have not written one book at all. I have not written even one short story all my life, though there has been, I've always wanted to, but you can go and speak many things at platforms and all that, but writing is very difficult. It's not that going to be. First of all, you must have the conviction that you can write. You have to tell yourself that you can write. Only if you have that conviction, you start writing even. And writing cannot come all on a sudden. You have to practice, Once I went and spent some little time with, Tagadi. I was telling about Tagadi's, classic, Chemmin and all those stories that he has brought out higher and all that. You see, he was sitting in an easy chair. And then there were hundreds of paper bits all over. So I just went in uncalled for, unnoticed, and all that. I went, said Namaskar, sir, and all that. A lot of papers and all. He said, what is this so many? I said, yes, idan ende padipura. But it is not a he goes on hundreds of drafts he makes, and he throws bits all over. Then he says, ഇതൊന്നും എൻ്റെ പറഞ്ഞല്ല ഇപ്പൊ കാത്തമ്മയ്ക്ക് നല്ല ജോലി ആയിരിക്കുമല്ലോ. കാത്ത വരും, കാത്ത വന്ന് ഇതെല്ലാം, കാത്ത ഈസ് ഹിസ് വൈഫ്, കാത്ത ഇതെല്ലാം കൊണ്ട് ഓരോ മണിക്കൂർ 2 മണിക്കൂർ കൂടുമ്പോൾ കാത്ത വരും. സോ കാത്ത അപ്പിയർഡ് ഫൈനലി എൻ്റെ ഈ മനുഷ്യന് വേറെ ജോലി ഒന്നുമില്ല, ഇത് തന്നെയാ പണി. വേണ്ടാത്തൊക്കെ കുത്തിയിരുന്ന് എഴുതുക, അതെല്ലാം കടലാസുകളിൽ അവിടെ എല്ലാം വലിച്ചിടുക, വീട് മുഴുവനും കുഴപ്പമൊക്കെ. ഞാൻ ഇതെല്ലാം മാറിക്കൊണ്ടേക്കുന്നു, ഇത് എൻ്റെ ജോലിയാണ്. യു സീ ഹൗ an author at that level wanted to be perfect, achieve perfection by writing again and again. So writing is a different word altogether. In the end, I will also, in conclusion, I also advise all our principals and vice principals to establish for the development. I'm so delighted that our children have this kind of competence and capabilities in them, histrionic talents in them, brilliance in them, sparks of brilliance in them. We need to encourage them out and out. Janaki, Menon and Vidya, Baiju are classic examples of what they could achieve, no doubt about it. I have no doubt that they will reach much, much, much greater heights. Absolutely. But we need to give all kinds of support for them. So possibly you must encourage, along with your language studies, you must have debating clubs. You must have, now you can have writers clubs also. So let you open a workshop for them to learn to write even. So those who have the writing skills can go and they be in that and develop the writing skills. Those who have the debating skills, extempore, elocution and all that can participate, so that their overall personality improves. And we in the final analysis, will be bringing out the most outstanding humans in the world. Vidya Bhavan as an institution will give to the world some persons about whom the world can ever be proud of. We are capable of that. We are demonstrating that. The little ones are showing the way. So let us take the lead and achieve all that for them and for us. God be with us all ever. And let me once again also warmly extend my highest appreciation and approbation sincerely to all the principals, vice principals, teachers, every one of them who have been instrumenting in bringing out these kinds of talents in their world. God bless you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. May I take this opportunity to invite respected Director, Bharathiya Vidya Bhavan Kochi Kendra, Sri E. Ramanguti, for the address of commendation. Sir, please.
Namaste and good afternoon to all of you. Honorable Chairman, Sri Venugopal, Sri Govind, Vice Chairman, Sri Gopinath, Secretary and Treasurer, Sri Shankar Narayanji, members of the Kendra Committee, education officers, Srimati Sukumari Menon, and other education officers, respected Senior Principal Madam Sunita, Vice Principal Srimati Srijyoti, proud parents of Kumari Janaki Menon, Sri Vishnu Kanchan, CEO, Dream Book Bindery, all the members of the Bhavans family. Namaste to all of you. We had a very brilliant presidential address, very inspiring and enlightening words from our chairman. it will serve as a booster, not only for Janaki, for all students who have the potential to write. I think this must be proper. I don't know, this is being recorded. This could be a good document for all the prospective writers. A good reference book. He has referred to various levels of writers in detail. Whether you go through all the books, that is immaterial, but you will have an idea. These are the books existing today for you to read. And this is also a kind of advice to all the teachers and the parents, how you can help your children, encourage your children to tap their skills, inherent talent and histrionics, and they can come out, other than pursuing the academics, they can go into so many other activities. Our schools have produced various personalities, I should say. Aju Joseph. He was a student of our Adarsh Vidyalaya. He is a very prominent actor today. Recently has directed a movie. He has passed out from Erur School. I believe I had attended a similar release function, a book written by another student. But Janaki is the youngest writer, no doubt about it. And she has brought out a mystery storyline in this. Janaki, my prayerful wishes to you. But this is just an indication of your potential as a writer. This is not the end. There is a long journey to go. And this is just a first step towards that. As the chairman has very correctly advised, you should be a passionate reader. You should be able to conceptualize a plot, a theme, and imagine wider, and put them properly in appropriate places. In lucid English, lucid language. Should be very impressive. You should be strong in vocabulary and grammar. Writing is not easy. You already proved to be a good writer, youngest writer. But if you want to continue the journey very effectively, you should put more endeavor, more efforts in reading varieties of books. As chairman said, if you read Enid Blyton or Sudha Murthy, you can see the language. If you read Perry Mason, you can see thrillers. So there are so many books like that. You need not stick to only crime stories. We can go to other areas also. A writer can definitely imagine very widely. My only prayer is you should emerge as a very good writer. Your creativity should improve and your pen should be able to produce more and more worthy books in the years to come. I felicitate Janaki Menon on this occasion and pray that she should come out with more creative work. She is very capable, very brilliant girl. She is only in class 7 today. And definitely I congratulate her parents, mother and father, both, and all the teachers, the principal, the vice principal, the teachers, for encouraging her all through. And continue this encouragement, this motivation, this inspiring the children as a whole. And Janaki, as a writer, you should emerge as one of the best writers in future. Wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I cordially invite Srimati Sukumari and Menon, Education Officer, Bharathiya Vidya Bhavan, Kochi, Kendra, to offer felicitations. Ma'am.
Thank you, Lakshmi. Respected Chairman, C.A. Venugopal C. Govind, Vice Chairman, C.A. Gopinath, Honorary Secretary and Treasurer, C.A. Shankar Narayanan, Director, Sri E. Ramankuti, my colleagues from the Education and Research Center, Senior Principal, Madam Sunita, Vice Principal, Srimati Sri Jyoti, CEO of Dream Book Bindery, Sri Vishnu Kanchan, our little beloved Janaki Menon, her parents, teachers, and dear students. Namaste and a very warm good afternoon to each one of you. It was really a pleasant surprise to hear that a little girl of standard 7, Janaki Menon, has captured the attention and appreciation of everyone by being the author of a crime thriller, The Sleuths. When children these days are more prone to gaming, chatting, and browsing, taking a large part of their time, Janaki's endeavor to write a novel, read, and delve into the world of fiery imagination and gripping climaxes has come as a refreshing change. She has fostered and nurtured her God-given gift from a very young age. Her contributions to the school magazine and her participation in various literary activities and competitions speak volumes about her ardent love for the language. Janaki will now become popular as a small wonder and an inspiration for all contemporary minds. I am sure she will tell us about the challenges she faced and the sacrifices she made to bring this book to life. I would like to acknowledge with great happiness her efforts, dedication, energy, and enthusiasm that have ignited her imagination and helped to evolve the story to an amazing climax. Incidentally, at our Bhavans schools here in Kochi, we have had this rich practice and tradition of children with an innate creative potential for the English language. A few years back at Bhavans Adarsha, Risha Ahmed published a book of poems which won her many coveted prizes and even an international award. Rachna Menon of Standard 7 of the same school had published a novel when she was just in Standard 7. Now, more recently, Nakshatra Menon of Standard 5 of Bhavans Erur has come out with a book of stories with her own illustrations in it. She is now getting ready to publish the second one. Vidya of class 12 of Bhavans Girinagar has proved her literary prowess by being the young author of Connected Dots of Pluto. I am sure this tradition will continue, inspiring and motivating many to discover their literary talents. My appreciation and congratulations and accolades to all of them. To this little girl, Janaki, all my best wishes to bring forth more creative pieces in the years to come. Probably, we may have in the offing an emerging J.K. Rowling, Paula Hawkins, or a Kalpana Swaminathan in our midst today. My appreciation and congratulations to her proud parents too, who would have given her all the encouragement needed to pursue her dream. Let me also place on record the timely appreciation and motivation given to Janaki Menon by Madam Sunita, Madam Sri Jyoti, and all her teachers. And I am sure this will provide her the right impetus and inspiration needed at this tender age. All my blessings and best wishes once again to you, dear little Janaki. May God bless you more and more. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I call upon Srimati Sri Jyoti N, Vice Principal, Bhavans Vidya Mandir Elamakkara, to offer felicitation. Ma'am, please.
Thank you, Lakshmi. Namaste to this beautiful assembly of education administrators, educators, parents, well-wishers, students, and the cynosure of all eyes today, 12-year-old Janaki. Namaste once again. This could be really a historic moment. Only time can prove that. If I could take a look at the time machine, I would want to see Janaki 20 years from now or 10 years from now, still exploring the infinite possibilities and joys that writing would still have to offer her. However, I do not want to engage in too much speculation and lose the joy of savoring the happiness and pride that I feel right at this moment. Happiness for someone who didn't let go of an opportunity that came her way. Being confined to a house for the summer holidays. No, not the summer holidays alone, the last 13 or 14 months. Janaki did not allow herself to become a couch potato or a mouse potato, but chose to dabble with her pen and let her imagination run riot. I'm also taken by surprise at the genre that she chose, which I'm sure at her age was not a planned one. And the end result was a 65-page book unraveling the mystery of a fatal accident that once again endorses the adage that appearances can be deceptive and there is more to it than meets the eye. While speaking to Janaki about what led the protagonist in the book to nurse doubts about the accident which takes the lives of her beloved parents, Janaki told me that it was on reading the FIR. That left me stunned. 12-year-old children talking about FIRs? The world of children, it has changed. Children today think about things which I don't think my generation would have ever thought of. Janaki, all of us at school are proud of you, and we hope that time will enhance your inclination to pen your thoughts and ideas and the storytelling instincts in you. Let the Almighty shower His blessings, and may you be able to make giant strides in the literary scape of our country and the globe. And to all our dear students attending this meeting, each of you is a bundle of possibilities. Turn these difficult times to your advantage by pursuing your interests, whether it be literary, scientific, artistic, sports, craft, gardening, or culinary, whatever they may be, and take it to a higher plane than the ordinary. For we at Bhavan ardently desire that all our children exceed excellence. I just would want to make one slight point. Our dear chairman, in his address, and the director commended the teachers who were instrumental in encouraging such literary talents to blossom. And at Elamakkara, we have 6 teachers by the name of Sangeeta. I did not want anyone to be confused, and I did not want the right teacher to be robbed of the genuine pride that she should be feeling. So let me just place on record that that Sangeeta, the teacher that Janaki had in mind, was not her English teacher, but her Hindi teacher and class teacher in Standard 5, who gifted her the diary. Thank you once again, and thank you all of you for being part of this wonderful program. And Sukumari Miss, I have to say this, we are really blessed at Bhavan to have so many literary talents flowering and blossoming. And who knows, one day, not very far away, the whole literary landscape of Kerala, of India and the globe may have lots of Bhavanites shining brightly. Thank you once again. Thank you.
May your words come true, Sri Jyoti.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Next, I invite Sri Vishnu Kanchan, CEO, Dream Book Bindery, to offer felicitations. Sir, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. My respect to every respected individuals attending this event. Yeah, today I'm so much excited It's because like as a publisher, it's my 5th year as a publisher, and I'm so much excited that today I got an opportunity to introduce someone. Most of our authors are debut authors, but today Janaki is something like someone very special because I'm introducing the youngest crime thriller author to the literary industry. There have been many young authors writing other genres, but no one has ever attempted to write crime thriller at this lowest age. I would like to extend all my wishes to Janaki for giving us this wonderful opportunity. And I would like to congratulate Janaki for writing this wonderful book. If writing a book, if I would say as a writer, like I personally am a writer, and I would say that writing a book it's not an easy task, but it's an easy task. But writing a crime thriller, a book of a crime thriller genre, is never an easy task. It's one of the difficult genres to like write to create. Like in that case, like under that circumstances, Janaki has done a very wonderful job writing a crime thriller book at the age of 12. I think she wrote the book when she was 11. Yeah, okay, that's a wonderful thing. And in addition to that, I would like to congratulate and thank all Janaki's teachers for mentoring her, for being with her, supporting her, for writing this wonderful book and to making her dreams come true. Also, I would like to thank and I would like to congratulate Janaki's parents, Ranjit sir and Ranjini ma'am, for giving her all the support. Like in today's world, I rarely see people, I rarely see parents who support children to bring out their extracurricular activities. Most of the cases, I find that people, like the parents always want their child to study or learn or do something like that. It's in rare cases only parents support the children's extracurricular activities. And my honorable, like my wishes for them. Janaki, I would like to tell you something very special. Like you are so young. For me to become a writer, it took me 22 years. My first book was published when I was 22. You are just 12, and it's a very wonderful start you have at this age because you're gonna have a lot of time in front of you to develop your writing skill, to develop more and more stories, to nourish your skill, to polish your skill. For doing everything, you're gonna have a lot of time in front of you. So what I got to say is that while writing the book, you should also concentrate on your studies and concentrate on your writing skills. Thank you so much.
Can we have a look at Janaki's parents, Sri Jyoti? Can you spot them? Please let us give them a very warm hand of our highest appreciation for all that they have done. The small little encouragement from her father that why don't you write something rather than wasting your time during lockdown. You see that word of encouragement, we now see what it has transferred out to be. Heartiest congratulations to you. നിങ്ങൾ രണ്ടുപേരും വളരെ പ്രബുദ്ധരായിട്ടുള്ള പേരൻസ് ആണ്. വളരെ മിടുക്കിയാണ്. You are ever so very proud of her. നല്ലൊരു ലൈബ്രറി വീട്ടിൽ ഡെവലപ്പ് ചെയ്യൂ. കോൺസ്റ്റന്റ് ആയിട്ട് please interact with the teachers also, and we must bring her up. We must nourish the talent in her and bring her up as one of the most outstanding writers of our country. So kudos to you, or good wishes to you. Congratulations to you also as parents. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
One could speak volumes about our little prodigy. But let's hear what she has to say. I invite Kumari Janaki R. Menon to express her gratitude.
Respected Chairman Venugopal sir, Director Ramangutti sir, Education Officer Sugamari ma'am, Principal Sunitha ma'am, Vice Principal Sri Jyoti ma'am, all my dear teachers and friends, good afternoon. I find it a hard task to put in words what exactly I'm feeling right now. This is indeed an occasion I would treasure for my entire lifetime. The Sleuths, I would honestly say, was not a planned one. But he has got plans for everyone. Each and everything happens at its own time, I believe. From writing in my daily diary pages to writing a full-length story has been a journey with many supporting factors. I recall the moment when my 5th standard class teacher and Hindi teacher, Sankita Miss, gave me a book and a pen after she had a look at my rough writings. My parents also didn't want their girl to waste her time in front of gadgets and hence asked to try something creative. Initially, I just wrote something to convince them that I was utilizing my time fruitfully, but I was getting more interested as days passed. My father was planning to get a printed copy of what I had written as a gift on my birthday. But Team Dream Book Bindery took it to the next level, which was beyond all our expectations. The most delightful fact is that my first book is getting published at the most significant place, my second home, where all my affectionate teachers helped me to take my baby steps in learning, right from holding a pencil properly. I extend my sincere gratitude to all my beloved gurus and school authorities for blessing me with so much of appreciation and encouragement. This book would have remained as such if at all my parents would not have taken the pains of getting it published. Love and respect to them, my biggest inspiration, who gives me the strength and courage to think and act independently. A thank you would be a small word to acknowledge the risk of printing a book of an author with no experience. Vishnu Uncle and Team Dreambook Bindery, you have given life to my words. I also thank all my friends, relatives, schoolmates, and classmates who helped in one way or the other in making this possible. I thank all the respected dignitaries who have blessed this big day of mine with their most valuable presence. Thanking you all once again. Have a great day.
Thank you, Janaki. When you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it. To accomplish
Madam,
great
can
things.
we 1 second? Can we also
Sure,
see
ma'am.
Sangeeta madam on screen?
Sangeeta Miss.
Sangeeta?
Yes, ma'am, she's here.
Yeah.
Okay, this is Sangeeta. Okay.
Great, madam. We appreciate all that you have done for the little one. Wonderful. You must be equally proud as all of us are. What some little thought you had in mind and the small gracious gesture that you did to the little one finally has fructified and culminated in what a fantastic achievement today. Thank you, Sangeeta ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Janaki.
May you bring up many more Janakis like this. God bless you. Okay, once again, Sangeeta, nice words, fantastic words. We appreciate good diction, good delivery, absolute calm posture, composure, everything. You have all the good qualities of head and heart. God be with you, Janaki, once again.
Thank you, sir. When you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it. To accomplish great things, we must not only act, but also dream. Not only plan, but also believe. And when you follow your passion, magic never stops and the adventure never ends. Janaki, may this maiden venture flag off your journey to a new horizon. With this, we have come to the close of this program. I request everyone to kindly disable your videos and rise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Excellent meeting, ma'am. Sunita,
Thank you,
ma'am.
sir. Thank you. Thank
Sri Jyoti,
Yeah.
ma'am. Well organized.
you.
Thoughtful of you to organize such a beautiful function. It requires a great warm mind and a good heart to plan and implement such programs. We all enjoyed thoroughly. Very well done. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Ramagutti, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Meena, ma'am. Thank you, Sukumari, ma'am. Thank you, Renuka, ma'am. Thank you, Jaya, ma'am.
everyone. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you all, dear children, for attending this meeting. Thank you, madam.